mentioned it with my shameless plug a few minutes ago. We are having our candlelight service next Sunday evening. So for you guys in the morning, this doesn't change. We are going to have a service our normal time. But in the evening, I really would like to invite you guys to come back. Where it's going to be an hour-long worship service, basically, and it's going to be awesome. People have really been working very, very hard on this, and the music is incredible. And I think it's a really great opportunity to invite your friends to something that does not look like a traditional Christmas service. It's definitely more of a contemporary service. So if I don't think I'm cutting it out, whatever. So if you would like to invite your friends, we would love to have them. We'd love to have you guys with us at 6:30 next Sunday night. I want to just kind of give you guys an update. The coat closet, coats are flying out of here, which is an enormous praise. I mean, every week we are giving away, I think we gave away about 15 coats this week, and almost as many pairs of boots. We have no men's coats, none. We do have a guy from our Fenton campus tonight bringing in about 20 men's coats, I think. So that's great, but we really are in dire need of adult coats in general. We have a few of the kids' sizes that are really low. I think boys size 10, 12. We're down to just jackets and no coats. And then there are a few other sizes that are they're a little low. And the girls, we are really, really, really low on boots. We have no women's boots, I believe. No, we have a couple pairs of women's boots, but just in general, boots are low. We need to replenish. So if you have anything that you're not wearing that you can donate, that would be a huge, huge blessing. Or if you'd like to go out and buy something new or go to Goodwill, the only thing that I ask is that when you bring it in, please bring it in clean. We do have families that come in here with severe allergies, and we've had people bring in things that are covered with dog hair or cat hair, and it really messes up the kids. So if you can bring them in washed, freshly laundered, that would be really awesome. Along with that, we have some posters for the coat closet. If you'd like to grab some of these, they're just going to be up here, and just take them and put them around. We're servicing people up in Flint, and so I know that we can service people in Howell as well. So don't be ashamed or afraid to take these and hang them up in Howell. Right now, we are the only coat closet in Genesee County, is what we've been told. So all of the other charities that have in the past had coat closets have closed them. And so people from Flint are coming here, driving half an hour to get coats, because 211, which is our like needy hotline, we're the only ones giving away coats. So this is an enormous privilege. I am excited by this, that we can keep people warm. So this is great, but we have needs. So if you guys have anything you're not wearing, bring it, and we are down to no gloves too. So pretty much, if you got anything, just bring it on Sunday. That would be great. Or if you want to call me during the week, my number is actually on here. My phone number, my personal cell phone number is on the poster. So if you guys want to call me, you can call me, and I can meet you here to get those in there. Thank you guys.
All right. Whoa. I didn't see that there. Normally I would dismiss the kids right now, but they are going to be upstairs with us this morning, so stay where you are. And only, I guess it does, yeah. I think the rest of them are elsewhere. So one thing I got to mention, it's not on your GPS, but Denise asked me to mention it. The ladies are invited to come to the Fenton campus Tuesday night at 6 p.m. to make a snowman hat.
I'm so happy.
And everything is supplied. Ladies can bring friends, and girls can come as well. I don't think it's for actual,
wearing. It's made out of a can and a plate, and she says they're super easy and it'll be really fun. So Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, 6 o'clock. Yep, make a note of it. All right, and then of course just a little reminder about our campaign, giving campaign that we are still in the midst of. You can do that this morning as well, just continue in that. I want to also just make mention of something. Neither of these ladies are here, but we were going to just recognize them this morning. When we got this building, we realized that we needed to plow, we needed to cut the grass, we needed to clean it. And a lot of those things just, for a while, it was us, me. But very quickly, Denise Griffin jumped in and said she would clean. And she has been doing that with help of several other ladies who kind of jumped in here and there to help, but it really has been her spearheading that, and she's had, Julie Arnold has helped her at times, Carla DeWitt, and primarily lately it's been Tina Garcia has been helping her out. So we just wanted you to know that they come in throughout the week, they vacuum, they sweep, they rearrange, take the garbage out, all that stuff. So really just appreciate them being willing to do that, and something to think about when we get into our building in Howell, that it'll have to be cleaned. So maybe God's calling you to that ministry. All right. I don't know if you were to sit here for just a minute and think of opportunities that you've had over the years that you have said no to, that you've let pass by. You could probably come up with some doozies. I know I didn't real big opportunities that I've let pass by, but I know that one time, I think it was you, Steve, that you offered me some Tiger tickets. It was like third row behind the dugout or something like that, and I passed on those. What was I thinking? I don't know. I didn't go. One time, actually a couple of years, I was invited by my former college roommate to go to South Africa and preach at the youth camp that he was doing out in South Africa. And I did it once, and he invited me back, and I said no both of those times. I didn't go. At one point in my life, and this is a little known fact, I don't think I've told you this, I was actually flown down to Louisville, Kentucky to audition with a Southern Gospel Quartet to be their tenor. And didn't pursue that. Those,
I said no.
I don't think that's how it went, but those are all opportunities that I let pass by. I said no, and I could probably list more. You could probably list some of your own, but these are daily decisions that would have been life-altering. Well, not the Tiger tickets, but some were the right choice. Some I regret, and I'm talking about others that are not on this list. But each day is a steady string of opportunities about which we make decisions. Anybody here ever miss a golden opportunity? You can look back and go, man, I should have said yes on that. You probably can think of something where you made a choice, or you wished that you hadn't chosen to do that, or you hesitated on something. Looking back, you wish that you hadn't hesitated. Well, we'll come back to that thought in just a minute, but we talked last week about being prepared for miracles. I said Christmas is a season for miracles. And we talked about how we prepare for God to do something miraculous in our life. How do we prepare for God to work in us? We talked about the birth of John the Baptist. We talked about how he was Jesus' forerunner or announcer. And that whole situation was miraculous, and then an old couple, incapable of having children, was blessed with this baby. Well, this week we're going to look at another miracle, probably the most significant in history. A woman, a virgin, is impregnated by the power of God. We said last week that it's important we pave the way for God to do miraculous things. We talked about being faithful, right? We talked about being obedient. We talked about persistent prayer. Those are all important things we need to do, but how do we prepare to be used by God? See, it's one thing to pray for a miracle and then he does something. But it's another thing for us to pray that God works and God says, okay, I'm going to use you. I'm going to work through you. How do we prepare for that? See, that's an opportunity that you don't want to say no to. When the opportunity comes and God says, you're my guy or you're my gal, you don't want to go, I'll pass. Okay? And you might get a dozen opportunities every day to be used by God. Or more. Sometimes less, but those opportunities come every single day. And some of those opportunities will slip right past you. You'll miss them. Unless you are prepared, unless you're a person who's ready to be used by God. And so we're going to talk about a girl who was prepared to be used by God. She was not going to let this opportunity slip past, and her name was Mary. So let's just get one thing straight before we get into Luke chapter 1. Mary is not Supergirl. Okay? She does not wear a cape. She does not fly. She does not... I didn't do that. That's what's so cool. She's not more spiritual than all of us. Okay? She is not, to borrow a line from the Child of the Promise, she's just an ordinary girl in extraordinary circumstances. Okay? And she was willing to be used by God. And so let's stop right here. Let's just pray that God blesses the teaching of His Word and that He opens it up to us this morning. Father God, we are looking in Your Word at one of the most marvelous things You've ever done, and that is to send Your Son Jesus to complete Your plan of salvation. And we thank You for that. We rejoice in that. That's what we're celebrating right now. And God, we thank You for putting in the details that You did in Your Word about Mary and about how all this happened, because, God, we just need to know this morning that You don't use the best, the brightest, the super people. You use average, ordinary people to do Your will and to accomplish Your purpose. And we can just take great courage in that You will use us, that there are opportunities that we just need to be ready and willing. So God, we just pray this morning that as we go through this passage, You would just open it up to us, its truths and its riches, and that we would walk out of here encouraged that You can use us in all of our circumstances. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. So let's look at how Mary was willing to be used by God. Take a look at Luke chapter 1, verse 26. Follow right on the heels of the Zechariah account, which we looked at last week. Here we go. Verse 26, Luke chapter 1. In the 6th month. In the 6th month of what? In the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy. Okay, so we looked at last week, Zechariah and Elizabeth, you're going to have this baby, John, he's going to be the forerunner to Jesus. Well, 5 months go by. Okay? And then Gabriel visits Mary. So in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David. And the virgin's name was Mary. And he came to her and said, "Greetings, O favored one, the Lord is with you." But she was greatly troubled at the saying, and tried to discern what sort of greeting this might be. And the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God, and behold, you will conceive in your womb, and bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus. He will be great, and he will be called the Son of the Most High, and the Lord will give to him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there will be no end." I want to just pause there for just a second. Like I said, when these events take place, Elizabeth had been pregnant for 5 months already, so they're living out this miracle that God gave to them. And so by the time Gabriel visits Mary, that's been going on, and Mary in that time has become betrothed to Joseph. And just as a review, because I know you've heard this before, but betrothed, they're not married, okay? They are pledged to be married, but they've not yet consummated the marriage, okay? A betrothal, though, is a lot more serious than engagement is today. People get engaged, they exchange, or they give, a ring. Will you marry me? Yes. And it's sort of this informal